Happy New Year! Welcome to Team Beauty Official. Our empowerment series is back up and live, and I could not be more excited for season 2. In 2022, we finished through 12 weeks of amazing episode through our 12 weeks of Christmas, and today, we are here January 1st celebrating the new year with a whole new season, and we are naming it It's All About You, Girl. So, welcome everybody. Today we have an amazing guest. She is not only the person who takes care of everything in Team Beauty that has to do with fitness, our workout regimens, and today, what a special day to not only talk about our New Year's resolutions, but also talk everything fitness, health, and all about your goals, right? And how we can sustain them through this new year in 2023. So, welcome to our podcast room, Miss Kim Garza. How do you feel? Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year. I feel amazing. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited. I love the new year. For somebody that loves health and fitness, it's like the peak. It's when everyone gets excited, everybody gets motivated. And to me, that just brings me so much joy.
Yes, and so for all of our listeners out there watching this podcast, Team Beauty is a group of women empowerment, but more importantly, focused through nutrition and fitness to be able to take you on an 8-week journey and truly reach the goals, right? At the end of the day, Kim, inside of Team Beauty, our main goal is that the women in our community don't give up on themselves regardless of the things that come up in our lives. Because, we've been working with women for a very long time, and we're women ourselves.
Yes.
So we know life is not perfect.
Yeah.
And so I'm really just going to take advantage, Kim, of the fact that you're here. She's actually about to do the recording for our workouts today. So tell them a little bit about you, before Team Beauty, who were you, how did Team Beauty find you, and then we'll dig into our New Year's resolution goals.
Okay, awesome. Sounds great. So, before Team Beauty, I was a full-time personal trainer. So personal training under my belt about like 9 or 10 years, actually. I also had a supplement store with one of my ex-boyfriends at the time. Finished a bodybuilding competition. So, health and fitness, huge part of my life and a really big passion. Mm-hmm. And then when I met, my sponsor that brought me into Team Beauty and this amazing movement that we have now, I didn't really know what I was missing because I thought I had it all. I thought I had, all the answers when it came to health and fitness. But, something that showed me, when I joined, was the community, the sisterhood, that accountability, that help that I definitely did not have that in the bodybuilding industry. Mm-hmm. I definitely didn't have that, training. It was none of that. So you kind of don't really know what you're missing until you get started. Yeah. And I think that's ultimately why I've stayed so long and been able to be committed for this long as well to my goals.
Wow. And so, were you always growing up per se, right? Because when did you start your fitness journey?
So it's kind of weird. I would say I started working out, and you can call that a fitness journey, mm-hmm. but really wasn't making much progress, figuring things out, not really 100% knowing what I was doing. When I hit 20 and about 33 now. So yes.
13 years. Okay.
Yes.
So, but growing up, you were just...
No, growing up, I was very, very thin. So I was really, really skinny. And after I exited high school, I was just kind of okay, I want to gain muscle. I always wanted to have that full body, that mm-hmm. the body goals for me was, to be curvy, but to have muscle and be strong. Mm-hmm. So it was a struggle for me, gaining muscle. And not really realizing how much nutrition was going to take a huge part of it. People think working out is just the answer, right? Yeah. We hear that a lot. And in reality, no, it's not. So I was actually beating myself up in the gym And then, really taking nutrition seriously, being a part of Team Beauty, learning all of that. And, just staying consistent with it, I was able to gain 22 pounds of lean muscle where I'm at today and going for more. Yeah.
So you haven't always had that curvy, beautiful body that you have.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I think a lot of the times, especially, let's just dive in, right? A lot of the times, especially as women, right, we see Instagram pics or we go on Google and search body goals, right? Especially right now, in the new year. I love that there's so many people that are optimistic about their goals and, getting fit, losing weight. That is definitely a big resolution for the world. Okay, I think last time I checked on Google, it was like over 70% of people have that, as a New Year's resolution. And so when women look at that and say like, man, I need to hit the gym because I want to look like you, right? How much of that can you say, that is going to be sustained throughout the first 30 days in a program? Because, a lot of the times people look at that.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
Like, you're looking at that on Instagram and you're like, oh my God, me, I want to start. And the first thing they think is, let me go to the gym.
Yeah. And then a lot of the times too, some people are already thinking like, I cannot attain that because I'm so far away, or I've got to work out. And then, they start to find things out. Yes, or surgery. And then they start to find out that, the easy way out is not the answer, but it's also going to take a lot of consistency. But I think one of the best things to focus on is, when you're starting a New Year's resolution is like, think about long term. Think about, okay, maybe realistic goals, right? And how you can achieve them, but also what am I going to learn during this new year so that it can carry over for a lifetime. A lot of the times we can get discouraged because we find out, all right, for example, gaining muscle is going to take longer than losing weight. Someone can lose 5 pounds in 1 week as a female, but you cannot gain 5 pounds of muscle in 1 week as a female, right? Mm-hmm. So, just really knowing like, okay, this is my goal, and even slow progress is progress. Because like I said earlier, my fitness journey started maybe 13 years ago, but really consistent on nutrition and health, working out, being a part of this sisterhood happened only 7 years ago, and I was able to build that muscle through that time.
So when you say nutrition, Kim, like, fitness, all of you guys know fitness, working out, hitting the gym, doing cardio, whatever has to do with that, physical mobility, getting active. And then when you say nutrition, what does that mean, right? Because maybe a lot of people think, oh, well, it's only supplements, or like, what is nutrition? What is that definition for you? So you could be like, I got quality and I'm going to get results because of this nutrition.
Well, it's very complex when you say the word nutrition, because it intakes a lot. It's not just about eating the right foods. And I think a lot of people don't know this, but there's a lot of things that you cannot get that your body needs from just food alone. And not only that, sometimes your body does not produce enough of things naturally that your body needs in order to build a certain amount of muscle, in order to lose a certain amount of weight, and in order to obtain that optimum health. So that's going to intake supplements, that's going to intake food, that's going to take enough water, hydration. Mm-hmm. And it can get very confusing for somebody that's really eager to start a transformation and actually hit their goal when they have no direction.
That's why a coach is important.
Yes, definitely. So that's why we go to the doctor sometimes, because the doctor knows. That's why we go to a therapist sometimes, because a therapist knows. Correct. And when you reach out to a coach, when you get a coach, especially a health coach that's going to help you with your goals, that's going to give you the direction.
And, when you think about that, it's like the coach that I want is somebody that inspires me, that has what I want, right? And so I think that's super important for everybody listening. It's like, if you're going to get a coach or a mentor, which everybody needs one. I myself have been in this business for 16 years and I've always had a coach and a mentor. Even,
cannot do it alone.
You cannot. That was another question. It was like, I want to do it alone. Can I do it alone? So what's the answer there?
I mean, just like they say, motivation alone only lasts so long. You are just your own self, one person, right? Imagine if you had a team of people backing up your goals. Like, that would be unstoppable. So you have to look at it that way. I mean, alone you go through struggles. Alone you go through trials. You go through setbacks. I mean, we all go through life. And you're going to have those days where you feel defeated. And at least I can say where I would look into our group chat that we have together. I've had my low days and I can just see everybody going for it. Like everyone, like getting my workout in, having my protein shake, having my meal, and I'm there laying in bed thinking like, girl, get up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, these people have no excuses. They probably have X amount of pounds to lose, and you just need to freaking stay consistent kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like, that's what's, you know, kept me so consistent for so long. And I mean, you can't really do it alone. You can't.
You know, that's interesting because when I started Team Beauty, and Kim has actually been an accountability partner. Okay, I've sent her all my naked pictures. I'm
used to it.
Yeah, she has been somebody that, you know, sometimes you have your coach, somebody that is going to help you through the process, guide you, give you the meal plan, right? Help you with the products, get you in the chats, all that good stuff. Yes. And then you have external accountability. It's like the people that you are like, okay, girlfriend, right? It's like your friend, the one that you're like, dude, I'm sending you these pics because I wouldn't even send them to my own coach type of deal. And, you know, Kim has been that for me. And, you know, I'm a mom of 3. And so through this time came of being able to, even though I knew about fitness, I knew about nutrition, I know how to eat, you know, there are certain things in my life where I know I'm weak at, right? So through my postpartum journey, it was my exercise, right? It was like daring to go out there and actually completing 4 to 5 times a week workout, right? Which in 2022 I achieved. Yeah, I can't wait for 2023, by the way, and what we're gonna do this year. But you know, you have to have that vulnerability, because I can't just think like, I do have goals and I do want things and I do want the body and I do want to feel a certain way. But if I only say it to myself in here, right, in my brain, then who else is going to know about it? Or like, how committed am I really going to be to that?
And then you also have to have that trust within your coach, and then that person that's just going to kind of tell it to you straight. Mm-hmm. Just like I mentioned, like a therapist or a doctor. Well, this is the layout. Like, this is what we got, and this is what you got to work on. And I think, you know, when you took that turn in 2022, which I remember, I recognized, you know, as somebody being an ex-personal trainer, somebody full-time health coach, is just like, I can see the difference in the determination. I can see the accountability and always showing up and asking, tell it to me straight. Like, do I need to do an extra this? Do I need to eat an extra this? Do I need to take more BCAAs? And it was just like, yeah. So I feel like recognizing that, and also that accountability is like that encouragement for you too. So, you know, it's what kept you going too, because, you know, like somebody had your back.
Yes. And that's what I love, you know, inside of our challenges. And so if you're listening to the podcast, there is an 8-week challenge, right, that we have going on right now. And it has to do everything about you. The slogan is, it's all about you, girl, right? And at the end of the challenge, we celebrate the women with an amazing photo shoot. We celebrate with an amazing experience. This one is going to be actually like a day retreat that has everything to do with mind, body, soul, wellness. And I am beyond stoked for this.
It's like your little treat. It's like the little bow on top of your transformation that you're already going to achieve. And it's just, you know, a day for you to, sometimes it can be, all right, some of us are moms. Some of us have full-time jobs. Some of us are literally like, I got to wake up at this time so that I can do my workout, so that I can do this and I can prepare my meals. And so a lot of the times it could be overwhelming and sometimes stressful, but you know, at the end of the day, you're going to achieve your goals and it's worth it, right? Yeah. But then heading to that retreat after, it's just like that, I can take a deep breath and I deserve this, and this is for me. Like, and it's just like a feeling of not only relaxation, but also just knowing you arrived and you reached your goal.
When I have a question, like when setting fitness goals, this was a question on our Instagram. When setting fitness goals, how can you set goals to not get discouraged fast?
How can you not set goals to not get discouraged fast? So
yeah, like lacking that motivation because you don't see results.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have to think about it. Let's say you're somebody that maybe in the past 5 years have gained like 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 60 pounds, and you join an 8-week challenge, for example, and you're expecting to lose X amount in this much time. It can be very discouraging when it's only 2 to 3 pounds per week, right? Or it could be very encouraging. It depends on how you're looking at it, right? Are you looking at the cup half empty or half full? Because those are 2-3 pounds you didn't have last week, right? Or 1 pound, whatever the case may be. But also take into consideration, how long did it take you to gain that weight? And trust the process, even though it's slow process. They say that this is one of my favorite quotes. It's on my Facebook, and I never changed it for like the past, since I've had Facebook, 15 years. The body achieves what the mind believes. So if you believe it, you can achieve it, and you're going to have to stick with that mindset for a long time, not only until you reach your goal, but also to maintain them.
Good. I love that. What is the average weight loss? Like if someone's listening and they're like, yeah, I do need to lose 40 pounds. So what do you think is the average weight loss that you could be like, okay, I'm good with this?
Straight up, I can tell you right now, like, my clients, they can drop anywhere from, 1 pound to, I've even had a client lose 7 in 1 week. That's my honest, true numbers. So it's going to depend on your commitment. It's going to depend on your mindset. It's going to depend on how your preparation, all of that, because we can have excuses for not losing the weight. We can have excuses for not preparing. We can have excuses for being too busy. But at the end of the day, are those excuses going to help you reach your goal? So it depends on how committed you are. You can fall in between those numbers, and 1 pound is good for everyone that I know that wants to lose weight, right?
Yeah. Okay, Kim. So yesterday was December 31st, right?
Yeah.
It's
Bye 2022.
Bye 22. It's January 1st. New year, new me.
Mm-hmm.
Now what?
Now you get started. Now
Yeah.
you go. Now you hit the ground running.
Right? So many times people feel like you are a new person. It's like yesterday you're the same person as yesterday. So like what would you say that our listeners would need to have, like 2-3 things that you're like, this is what you need to have in order for that weight loss to come alive, right? Obviously action, that's that's the first thing, right? Like making some action, some commitments. But we aren't different just because it's a new year, right? So what would you say, that they would need in order to bring that new you alive?
I think there has to be a lot of self-awareness, and this could just be number one, and it's going to be different categories in number one. Self-awareness is going to be, first of all, trusting in your coach, trusting in the process, trusting in the goal that you want to achieve, right? So trusting that even that it may be slow progress. So that's going to be the very first thing. The next thing would be not being afraid. So, get rid of your fear of maybe messing up, because this happens a lot. Fear of failure. Hey, even the best coaches, and I'm not saying I'm the best coach, but I'm saying even us as humans, we mess up, we make mistakes, and we have a bad meal, or maybe even a bad day, and God forbid, a bad weekend where everything just falls apart. We didn't get to work out. We ended up eating bad. We went to a party and we had drinks, whatever. And then now you're sitting at Monday and you're thinking of all the bad stuff that you did over the weekend. How am I going to clean it up for Monday? And being able to forgive yourself and be like, okay, this happens, and I'm picking it back up Monday, and we're going full throttle. So being able to do that without staying stuck for a whole week, a whole month, and sometimes years. That's what happens.
Love that, Kim. I have another question here. I'm getting them right off of Instagram because I want everyone to know that we answered them. Well, we already answered that one. What would be a great way to keep motivated? You know, I just think that so many people are looking for motivation. And what's your take on that?
Looking for motivation, like I said, motivation sometimes only lasts so long. But, I see, at least with my clients and myself, taking those progress photos, like where you started, even if it's uncomfortable. Because a lot of the times we have to do uncomfortable things. I mean, we're uncomfortable already if we're overweight. We're uncomfortable if we haven't reached the goals we want to reach, right? Because in our mind, we're thinking how we're not where we want to be yet. So taking those before photos, taking those progress photos, whether it's weekly or bi-weekly, to monitor your progress, ultimately you'll be able to see the changes within yourself. And to me, that's been my biggest motivator, to see that I look a little bit more toned, to see that I can see more muscle, to see that I feel more confident or I'm stronger. That to me is like the biggest motivation, because I'm changing at that point.
And not being afraid to take those images,
Even
right?
if it's just for yourself, I would encourage everyone to do that.
We've even had people inside of the challenge that, post whenever they're posting their progress pictures, that they post like, I wasn't going to take the picture. And oh my God, I'm so glad that I did.
Exactly.
Because they got those results. So here's another question. It says, I can't do abs right now due to surgery, a hernia. So what do you think I should do to get the results that I need?
So pretty much if you have to lay off the stomach area, a lot of the workouts, especially the ones that I designed, are like full body workouts. Even when you're hitting legs, you may or may not know this, or back, you're using your core, you're using your abs. So you're still going to be losing body fat. Ultimately your diet is going to be about 80% of it. When I say diet, go back to the nutrition that we talked about. It's going to be 80% of it. So if you're following your nutrition program from your coach, if you're drinking the right amount of water, and if you're doing whatever you can to work out or be active, you're going to see results. The stomach's going to come down regardless.
What do you think is the best way that someone can fall into a healthy fitness routine? Because I see a lot of the times people start and, everyone's starting so excited right now.
Yes.
There's all the memes on Facebook, right?
I hate the memes because I'm excited for people.
I do too. It's like, give them, all of us have been at that point where we're so excited and falling off.
Exactly.
And then we try again and again, but at least we're excited about trying, right?
Exactly.
But there's the memes about the gym is so full and then the gym's empty, right? So what would you say would be the best way to not be so extreme about your excitement, right? I feel some people want to work out in the morning and at night, or
they start to do let me do 2 a days, or I'm going to cut out all my carbs or whatever, all those crazy stuff that you hear. So honestly, you got to go at your own pace, and you need to go at a steady pace, because you can get really excited, which channel that excitement into
tomorrow's Monday, Kim. So
yes. Okay. So channel that excitement into preparation instead, so that it can last longer. That's what I would say first. But honestly, I would say go at your own pace. What can happen is you jump into, for example, my workouts they can be kind of intense, okay? And so you're gonna want to okay, I'm gonna complete everything super quick, and I'm gonna go heavy, and I'm gonna go hard. One thing you can do is you can injure yourself, God forbid, right? Or you can just be so sore and fatigued for an entire week that you don't even want to do week 2. So I'd say go at your own pace, do a challenging weight, nothing that's too crazy, do a moderate, and make sure you include, we're going to be including stretching and all that cool stuff, right? Okay, but those are secrets. But, I would say go at your own pace and make it steady. Take one step at a time, because sometimes taking huge steps can be overwhelming, and then you're just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing right now? And it's 3 weeks in, and you're just like, I hit the ground running, I was super excited, and I don't know, I haven't, you're just, all these questions start popping up in your head, and then you can doubt yourself.
Yeah, that's so encouraging, especially for, the newbie on their journey, right? And so you talked about preparation. So wrapping this up, right, for everybody that is going to start their new year goals, right? We're so excited. Yes. Everyone joining the challenge. We're so excited for you. What does that preparation look like for Kim, for your customers? What are those things that you're like, get your mind straight and prepare with this so that way we can have amazing results, not only start the challenge, but finish through the challenge and really feel good about what we achieve the next 8 weeks?
So honestly, for me at least, and for my clients, it's like, okay, let's start with, I keep using the word preparation, but look at your schedule, because a lot of the times people fall off or say the number one excuse I hear is I don't have time, right? So look at your schedule and how are you going to lay out your day? Because if you're not planning to succeed in this, you're going to plan to fail. So you've got to look at everything, look at your schedule, prepare, like when is it you're going to be able to work out? When is it are you going to be able to take your supplements? How are you going to do so that you can have not just one successful day, but a successful 8 weeks?
That's true. Because the only reason that I was able to like dominate my fitness journey was because I was like, right after dropping off the kids.
That's the time.
That was the time. And if I didn't do it at that time, Kim, it wasn't happening.
Non-negotiable time.
It wasn't happening. Like if I didn't work out at 8 a.m. and my husband and I were actually talking about this, like, okay, we're going to start, right? And what is the time? We're preparing. And it's like, it's got to be in the morning. For us and our schedule, it has to be in the morning. If it doesn't happen in the morning, forget.
Yeah.
It ain't happening. We ain't working out at 10 p.m. like
and
you.
I think another thing, yes, exactly. And another thing is never lose sight of the goal. No matter how hard the day is, no matter how hard the week is, don't lose sight of the goal. Remember what's happening at the end of the 8 weeks. Remember why you started. And that's going to carry you over, even through the tougher days or the sluggish days, the fatigue days, the tired, the sore, all of that in between.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so make sure that you prepare yourself with the time, right? What time are you going to work out? What times are you going to have to eat? Everybody has a different schedule, work schedule, eating schedule. So it's important that you understand inside of the meal plan, right? Like, what is it exactly that I'm eating? What else would you recommend them to do? That way they could have a successful 8 weeks.
I would say they definitely need to get with their coach on the goal setting. What is going to be the short-term goal? What is going to be the long-term goal? And then how are we going to reach that? But also, monitoring the progress, because maybe the goal may have to be like adjusted somewhere along the way, still reaching that long-term goal, but maybe it'll have to be changed. So as long as you're setting those goals and you already know like what you're trying to accomplish, I think you'll be able to see it.
How important is the, client to coach communication? For you?
I talk to my clients almost every single day, and we talk about even everything. Sometimes we're like each other's counselor. We're all going through life. So, we build a lot of relationships. I have friends all over the country. So, it's important. Stay connected. Like your coach wants to see your goal met. It benefits them. It benefits you. So for me, it's like, let's just be like together on this. And I would rather you tell me your struggles versus not. And then I find out what your struggles were too late. And then you've already fallen off.
Love that. Okay. So Kim, what can we look forward to this next 8 weeks in our fitness regimen? Girls, if you do those workouts, you're going to be sore every day. I promise.
They're awesome.
But, what can we look forward to this next 2023 for everybody joining the challenge? You guys still have an opportunity to join the challenge and get fit and confident and just, really feel powerful inside of who we are as women. So what can they expect inside of these next 8 weeks?
This regimen was extra complex because not only do we have a warm-up, super important, especially if you're over the age of 20, okay?
Whoa.
Just saying. And then I never neglect a muscle group, okay? So you're going to be hitting all the muscle groups to get stronger, more firm, because as we're losing body fat, we don't want to become soft or too weak, right? We don't want to get loose. We want to be tight. So we're going to be strengthening the whole body, of course, I put a lot of emphasis on the glutes and legs because the girls want that.
Yes, we do. We
Shrinking the waist.
We want a big booty.
I know
sure.
what the girls want, right? And then also incorporating stretching, a little bit of yoga, breathing exercises, things like that, so that it can really be total wellness. And it's going to be really awesome. Ultimately, I want them to not only look good, because that's going to happen, but I want them to also feel good.
Yes, I love it. Well, thank you so much, Kim, for being on here.
Thank you for having me
with us, and for your commitment and dedication to the girls. Everybody on here, even though you're not her, straight up customer, right? She is here to help everybody inside of Team Beauty through the workout regimen, and so truly appreciate that everything that you do, right, from just handwriting everything all the way to recording, and it's going to be definitely very exciting for this new year. And if you're listening for the very first time, reach out, right? Send a DM. Make sure that you follow us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. You're going to be really seeing all of the coaches, the behind the scenes. You're going to get to know everybody that is working hard through these next 8 weeks, because at the end of the day, we truly believe that 90% of people that actually get results do it through a community. They aren't out there trying to do it by themselves. We see the people who stay connected inside of the challenge truly feel more confident, more comfortable within their skin. They get the results, they lose the weight, and more importantly, after those photos, it's a before and after soul thing. It's like not only how they look, but right after they come off of that picture, it's like a brand new person came alive, ready to set new goals. So wishing everybody a happy new year.
Happy New Year. Make
sure to tag us on Instagram after you listen to this, and we can't wait to reveal the next topics for our It's All About You series.